And just things about like with tournaments you face so much defeat, and you have to like you have to build yourself up to be a type of person that faces disappointing results, and you come back. And I remember when I became a brown belt. I was a brand new brown belt, and I trained so hard because the worlds came up, and I felt so good. I trained so hard, and I felt, when you're in shape, you feel like you're light. You feel like you can jump out of the building, and I got blown out like in the first round, and I made such a big mistake right at the beginning, and I remember feeling so dejected, like, and then I thought, man, should I, like, how can I cross this plateau, because I trained so hard, like, and it's hard to imagine yourself, that you can get better. And then I remember Justin like pulled me aside and he's like, you've done it at every level. You got to keep up with it. And he started like, you just got to keep competing, and you'd set up with he'd call up other coaches, say, hey, you having an in-house? And I remember like Van der Braga said, I got some guys Sam can compete against. And I remember like he had a student, Mikey Ancheta, like he tapped me, and then I was like, but I was already, all right, I know this, I have to go through these losses. And then I remember Kaike.
Kaiki.
He had his tournament, and that was like a breakthrough where it was great because you're guaranteed 2 matches in his system. And my first match I lost, and then I was like, forget it, I'm just gonna go for it the next match. And I remember it was like, I tapped some guys, I was like, okay, I can hang with these brown belts. And then I just kept competing, and then doing no-gi tournaments and this and that. And then I remember I started winning medals at the brown belt level. And then like I was like, man, I'm so glad like I didn't quit, And I remember Kid Peligro after that World Championships, like I was feeling so dejected. And then
it was what, the IBJF?
Yeah, IBJF.
When they came to the US? 2007?
I think it was 2008.
8, okay.
And then
because the first year they came, the Mundials they used to call it, right? From Brazil to the US.
Yeah, I remember like Kid Peligro had written an article about the recap of the Worlds, and he was like, congratulations to all the people that won, and congratulations to all the people that lost on the first round, and you're gonna keep up with it. You're gonna come back stronger the next year. And I was like, oh, that's for me, like, and I was like, yeah, I knew then. I was like,
it's crazy. I can't quit, you remember that line from all those years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I realized like the jiu-jitsu changed my mentality a lot, because I realized like even with the recent fires, like I realized like I'm really slow to panic, because I feel like when we got the evacuation warning, I'm packing my stuff. I was like I feel like even if my house burns down, I'm gonna be okay, And I feel like my important things I have, my wife and my kids, and yeah, I'm so grateful, and
it's like built into, it's like who you are now, right? From all those experiences, the winning and losing.
And I feel like just that journey of like trying to figure out what I want out of life, like jiu-jitsu was a big part of it. And like when I got my black belt, like I felt like I could do anything, And right after I got my black belt, like I was like, well, that's when I started directing in animation. And then I started just knocking down goals, because like I believed in like I could do it, And then like I paid off all my debt. I got married. I bought a house, and I, I was able to do all these things. I was go boom, 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 and then like I was kind of like stepped away from jiu-jitsu for a while, because I was chasing after all these goals, and then I realized like after a while, like, oh, I gotta come back, and then that's when I came back here, because like my kids arrived, and I realized like, I really need that balancing effect of jiu-jitsu in my life again. And I'm at the point in my life now where like I feel like I appreciate everything more, you know, because with my work, I see it now as a blessing, and I'm so grateful. Like I can show my creativity and express it and provide for my family through my work. And then I have jiu-jitsu where I can grow and stay healthy and do all these things. And I look back at it, and I feel like for a while I had mismanaged these things because I was looking for it to justify my existence, you know, and like Leo Vieira and Vander would say, like Jesus is the number one thing. So now, like, I look at my work as a blessing, and I look at jiu-jitsu and all my medals. Like, I still have a collection of the medals, but I don't look to them to justify my existence. I look at my medals and I realize, like, man, I've been so blessed that I was able to compete and grow in jiu-jitsu and experience these things. And so now I just look at them as a reminder that I should be always thankful, you know, and that's something I hope I can pass on to my friends, my kids, my family.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we went down south because the Pasadena you could see from my house. And we're like, why are we going to wait if we can, you know? So we closed the gym for that day, at least, you know, just to see what's going to happen, right? Because it was so crazy windy, right, still. And I asked my family, like, you have 5 minutes, you know, what are you going to grab, you know? And it's funny, you know, everybody said different things, right? Like when the valley rolls and this and that. My son was like the video game and my cell phone. And my other daughter that wrestles and stuff, right? And competed a lot in jiu-jitsu. It was like my medals and my that kind of stuff, right? And then later on, she asked me like, well, what about your medals? You know, and I'm like, well, you guys are my medals. You know, it's all the experiences and all the things I went through, right? That